Hello everyone and welcome to Sportstar. This is Pranay Rajiv and with me is one of the most promising chess players in the world, Vincent Keymer from Germany. Hello Vincent, welcome to Sportstar. Obviously we have all heard about how you started with chess, how you randomly picked up a chessboard and could you tell us about that story?
Yeah, so I'm from a musician family, so
Yeah.
chess doesn't really, it doesn't really lie in the family, and it was just child being curious about what it is. It could have been any other game as well, but yeah, I think you can call it fate in some way. I mean, I really liked it from the start, and also turns out that I had some talent for it.
And then how did your training start? Did your family teach you or did you pick it up from someone else?
Yeah, the rules I was taught by my family, and then I started basically going to a very local club, watching some chess-based DVDs. That's how I got started, and then I played my first local tournaments, which I won, and then quite early on I qualified to my first German championship, and yeah, that's how things evolved.
I mean, Germany has played a very crucial role in chess, especially in its history. You have Lasker, a lot of legendary players. But then there seems to be have a dull phase. Not a lot of great chess players coming up, and then you came up. I mean, you obviously compared to Lasker. Why do you think that particular dull phase happened?
I'm not sure. I mean, we had Hübner, who was also top 3 in the world, but then I think in Germany right now, or at least last 10 years, it's not so easy because there's not that much support for being a chess player. Like in Germany, first of all, you have to go to school around till you're like 16, 17, 18, which already means that compared to Indians who often drop out of school very early to fully focus on chess, it takes a lot of time. And also chess is being considered as very important. Basically, it gives you some kind of security also financially, while for chess, there's not that much money or support involved unless you become really a top player. And obviously, when you start with chess, you don't really have that kind of security. So that's always been kind of difficult. And also, like the people who are playing in the national team together with me, many of them even went to university and are still players around 2670. So that just shows that maybe if they didn't spend any time with university or less time with school and would have gotten a good coach who told them how to work on chess and spend that time, they maybe also could have gotten to the very top. But I think that is kind of difficult.
Yeah. And obviously you are marked for greatness from a quite young age. I mean, to get a praise from someone like Garry Kasparov, players like that. How is it being a child prodigy, someone who is being told that you're going to do great things? How did you deal with that pressure?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it at that time. I was really quite naive in that sense. I mean, I just enjoyed chess and went to the tournaments and tried to make things right with school, and that's pretty much all I did. And it worked. Yeah.
It worked. What about your family? Did they try to insulate you from the pressure or the expectation?
I think I didn't really realize it, but I think so, yes. And of course, they've always been very supportive. I mean, basically, when you start in chess, there's no way you can really get into chess without this big support of the family, them taking a lot of time, also money to start, or at least support the start. And it has always been very important because, when seeing children playing chess, it's always very important that the children actually like to play chess. Of course, you can also make great chess players by just pushing someone to certain limits, but then you will often realize that they end up quitting chess at a rather young age because it's not their true passion. And also at a certain point, you need to give so much of your life to chess that if you don't really enjoy it, you just don't do it.
And you started this year with a great win at the Weissenhaus. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Weissenhaus.
Yeah. The freestyle tournament there, you beat Magnus, you beat a lot of other great players. Is that probably your biggest achievement of your career? Is that the biggest win? Would you say that?
Yeah, I think so. It's really a top tournament, and beating Alireza, Magnus, and Fabi without a loss in consecutive matches without tiebreak is, it's really special.
What do you make of freestyle? Do you think it's the future of chess?
I think it has a place in the future. I don't think it should substitute classical chess, but I certainly do see a place for it. Yes.
Do you enjoy freestyle more than other formats?
For me, it's like whatever I don't have at the moment, I enjoy. So I really like that things are changing a bit. Because after I've played like 3 months of only classical tournaments, it can be refreshing to have other formats as well. So I don't think we need to make kind of this competition of which format is best. Because I believe that certainly classical chess, it's still like the core of chess and it shouldn't be removed. But at the same time, I also don't believe that it has to be like, it's the only kind of pure form of chess and nothing else has a spot. So I think it's very reasonable to have different formats which are also having top events alongside each other.
And obviously, you are playing all formats right now. So,
Yes.
how do you balance between formats while you switch from classical to freestyle to rapid? So,
Actually, for freestyle, I think you just cannot prepare much. So that is how I balance that. Which is a little more difficult is to balance online rapid blitz or generally rapid and blitz and classical, because like the opening repertoire and general play style that is needed is a bit different. So that is not that easy to manage. In ideal case, you would have always some, let's say, a week or so to play training at a specific time control if it's going quicker. But seeing our schedule, that doesn't always work.
and because we are in India, because we are in Chennai, obviously I have to ask. I know you would have been asked about this a lot, Gukesh. You were part of Gukesh's team during his World Championship title win. Could you tell us a little bit about how that approach was made and like what was your reaction and how did that conversation happen? Did he reach out to you personally?
Yeah, basically he texted me when I was in Malmö for that tournament, and we were both going to the Grand Chess Tour in Warsaw soon. And basically, he didn't really say anything in text, just that he wanted to talk to me personally. So I also really appreciated him having the conversation with me and not some manager or coach. I think that it's important, because at the end of the day, it's of course about the professionalism, but also you need to have a good atmosphere in the team, and I need to feel like I really want to give my 100% support to him for that match.
And obviously, it was a long journey, as in training and preparing, because classical is opening oriented format. Did you personally gain something out of the whole experience?
I think so, yeah. I always find it very difficult to answer that question, because also if I train myself, it's never like I can say, okay, I did that kind of work and it immediately reflects in my play or my level of play. It's more, I believe we as chess players are kind of a combination of everything we know. And I do believe that it increased my knowledge and my horizon to maybe also implement things in my play which I didn't really do till that point, which I think can help me. But at the same time, he is a very different player than I am. So of course I cannot just try to copy him, and also would never try to.
Now that we are speaking about the World Championship, the candidates and race to qualify for candidates. Obviously, one spot is already taken. Caruana has taken 7 spots left. Multiple options available. What route are you targeting? Like, what do you think is your best chance to get to the candidates?
Well, the two obvious choices are Grand Swiss and World Cup, which are coming up, and I, of course, prepared for and will try to get the spots. Actually, all my Grand Swiss I ever played went really well for me, so I have very positive feelings towards that Grand Swiss. Also, the World Cup, I think I played well. It could have gone even much better if there wasn't a certain Magnus Carlsen always stopping you. But I think those are the two main chances. Of course, I won the German championship already, so in case a tournament like here goes really well, I might start to play tournaments for the circuit. But that's something, Pragananda, he won so many top tournaments that year, so unless I get a few more wins, it will be kind of impossible.
So you're keeping it for the later, the planning for more tournaments?
Yeah, there's not that much time left to plan, but candidates is obviously very important. So in case it will be needed, of course, I leave me that option.
Yeah, obviously we have to. I want to speak to you about your objectives. Short-term objective, I assume candidates is going to be at the top of your priority list. What do you feel about your long-term objective? What do you think you want to achieve?
It's very difficult. I feel like I still have quite many things to improve generally in chess, especially now shorter formats. It's kind of weird that I got that silver medal in the World Rapid Championship in 22, but at least my performance has been consistent in that time format, and I think that now that we see that many more events are happening in these time formats, would be good for me to improve there. And of course also generally, my rating is not where I think it can be, so I'm certainly looking forward to climbing up the world rankings a bit.
One of the major, the newsworthy event which happened in chess recently was the Esports World Cup. A lot of glitz, a lot of glamour, a lot of showboating, things like that. It was more suited for the spectator, obviously the players also. Do you think that is the way for chess to evolve, to involve the spectator more by engaging in a little more showboating, something like that?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting new way. Certainly it was new for the players, and I believe it was also distracting, but it doesn't mean it has to be bad, because usually for us it's normal that we have to kind of get used to certain things, and if it's realized that this is actually a good way of interacting with spectators and getting a broader audience, then of course it makes sense for us to also adjust in that direction. So I think it was a nice new approach, and yeah, we will see how that works out in the future.
Obviously, we have what you can say shift in generation, as in we have Magnus, we have Caruana, we have Nakamura at one end, and then of course the young batch, which includes you, Gukesh, Prag, Abu Satrov, a lot of others. Do you think this is what will define the sport? This battle between generation will define the sport for the coming years? Is that something? Do you think a pattern emerging?
I think it depends on how long the what's called a little older top players want to continue playing, because I don't think that we are going to become actually much better chess players than them rather soon. But it might just be that they feel like, I've done this for 20 years. I want my well-deserved rest, and I think that is what mostly depends, whether we have that clash going on for many more years or a little less. But certainly, yeah, I do think that this will play a quite big role still.
Do you find any commonalities between these players in your age group? Like, do you think there is something which connects in terms of playing style, or how do they plan the whole thing? Do you think there's?
I think we are very different in terms of how we approach chess, how we got to the level we are at. It's very different. So it's, I think generally, like every top level player has a very unique style and very unique way of getting to where they are now.
One last question about the tournament, of course. What do you make of the field here, and what are your expectations?
Well, I mean, the field is kind of very interesting, I would say. It's quite fighting. So also the time format really supports that, kind of aggressive chess, and I think we will see quite a number of decisive results here. Of course, it's tough as every other top tournament as well, but I mean, basically not coming here to finish last. Yeah. So of course I'm going to try to win, and it's not like it's the only goal. I've come here for the most important thing for me is to play a good tournament, and how that reflects in my end result we will see.
Wanted to come back to something. You told that your family is a music-based family. Do you also play music?
I played piano as a child, but that's also one thing that was kind of sacrificed for the sake of chess.
So you don't play piano?
Not really anymore. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for the last 7-8 years, I didn't really.
It's okay. Okay, thank you again, Vincent, for your time. Hope you have a great tournament here and have a great time in Chennai.
Okay, thank you.